Hey guys, TRScientist here, and today I'm back in r/PettyRevenge, for day number 18. That's what it's gonna be now, PettyRevenge. But today I have 4 stories lined up. Let me just find them. First up, we have, I don't care how nice you keep your waist-long hair, I don't want it on my desk. When I was in high school, there was this girl who always flipped her super long ass hair on my desk. The first time I kind of suddenly brushed it off, thinking it was an accident, not wanting to embarrass her. Instead, she shouted at me for touching her hair, which just fucking infuriated me. Lucky me though, I had ceramics right before that class and regularly would bring what I was working on to other classes to continue working on. My plotting began. So one day, I brought in a piece of pottery I'd been painting. A total throwaway piece that I coated in red paint, which isn't even what you're supposed to do with it. And when she threw her fucking hair on my desk, it got covered in red fucking paint, and I gasped super loud and over dramatically. She tried to get mad at me, but before she could tell the teacher how I ruined her hair, I shouted that she ruined my pottery for ceramics because she regularly threw her fucking ponytail around. Instead of me being in trouble, she got in trouble and moved seats, and I felt so fucking good about it. Oh, and then the first comment. Next time, consider adding glitter. Whoo, that would be way worse. Glitter, the herpes of the arts and crafts world. Oh my gosh. University bookstore tries to use me. How? I was commenting on a post from someone wondering if US students really paid $150 or more for textbooks that they couldn't use a year later, and realized my response actually kind of belonged here. Here's the extended version of it. I took an economics class in 2014, and the version of the book we needed was outdated. Our professor said that she chose that version because it was available and about half the price of the newest version. I still carried it for about $300. It was available online for about $20. My books were paid for by the VA from benefits of my army service, and I had to use a voucher system and purchase from the bookstore if the needed text was available there, so I did. At the end of the semester, I went to sell it back. I did this every semester since I could make a few bucks off them rather than let them rot in my house somewhere. I was offered a penny. Yes, 1 cent! Because the book was outdated. Now, it's not the kid's fault. He was just scanning the barcode and letting the computer pull the payback price. I knew they were going to turn around and sell it for $250. Obviously, I was not going to let a business use me just to overcharge the hell out of the next student. I was so pissed that I held onto the book over the summer break, and then when the bookstore opened again for the full semester, I got my revenge. I waited near the bookstore for a few hours and handed it to the first person I saw buying the book. I told them they could have it for free and to please try and hand it off to someone else next semester if possible, as the bookstore is only going to give them a penny for it. They handed me $20, thanked me, and told me to get lunch. TLDR, I was offered 1 cent for a textbook by my university store that they would resell for $250. I waited for someone who needed to buy it and gave it to them. That goes just beyond PettyRevenge. That goes beyond being a human being. Like, you are a human being. You're being nice. I don't know why I say that goes beyond being a human being. You become a legendary human being, I guess. Take my table? Okay, I guess I'm joining you. For lunch. Oh, far out. This happened about 5 years ago when I was a freshman in college. I had 45 minutes between classes, so I stopped by the dining hall for a quick lunch. Had nothing with me except my student ID and phone, and was plugged in listening to an audiobook for class. The hall wasn't overly crowded, but not empty either. Probably 75% of the tables were taken. I loaded a tray with food, and as all the two-person tables were taken, set my tray down at an empty four-seater. Then I went to go get a drink. When I came back, not 30 seconds later, there were people sitting at my table. They had taken all four chairs, and my tray of food had been pushed to one edge. I did not know these people, and the whole thing was a bit bizarre. There was another empty four-person table just like it, 2 tables over, so I saw no reason that they would feel the need to take this one that already had a tray of food on it. Not to mention, I had never heard of anything like this happening before. The school was relatively small and most students were open, friendly people. So I could have picked up my tray of food and found another table or confronted them and asked what the hell, but I've had a hectic day. I was starving and only had 10 minutes to eat my food before I needed to walk back to my studio. Long story short, I was in no mood for this, so I simply pulled up an extra chair at the end and started to eat my lunch. They all sort of gave me odd looks, and I just smiled and continued to listen to my book and eat. I was finished in about 5 to 8 minutes, all the while them sitting in silence. Then I got up to put away my tray and went on my merry way. I never saw those people again. Just reading the extra bit. Well, probably the guys, if depending on who was sitting at the table, if you're female, they're all probably just sitting there gawking because female sitting at a male table, or the absolute bitches of the school, and you're just sitting there eating. I mean, you can toss it either way. It's like, and then just in general, people would just be like, "Why are you sitting here?" It's like, this is our table. Why are you sitting here? Although, to defend the people at the table, it might actually just be they thought that the person just left their tray and it was a free table. Like, there's a lot of stuff. Last one. Use my razor? Congrats! You now have hepatitis B. Back in college, I lived in a 6-man apartment style dorm that had shared living spaces and 3 bathrooms. Some of my roomies had guests over one weekend when I was out of town, and when I got back on Sunday night, I noticed that my razor had hair stubble in it. I didn't think much about it, but it was one of those expensive refill razors. And later on, one of the guests asked me if it was okay if they had used my razor. I was kind of miffed what this lazy asshole had done, so I told him I was okay with it, but that should probably be checked for hepatitis B. Since I was infected since age 12, I wasn't, when I had a bad blood transfusion in Vietnam when my family was on vacation. The entire group hearing this dropped silent, and the offending asshole turned white. I told him, "Sorry man, I didn't expect you to use my razor, otherwise I would have given you a new blade or disinfected it for you. You better get a blood test." The guy asked me if I was serious, and I said, "As serious as a heart attack and 2 kidney failures." A few hours later, my roomie asked if it was true, and I said yes. I'm guessing his friend must have shit his pants. I let the lie go for about a week, and then I fessed up. The evil fuck that I am. I bolted apart, telling everyone reading this that I was actually never infected with Hep B. Guarantee that guy knows so much about Hep B. Don't use my razor. You'll get Hepatitis B. Wow, that is a bit of an extreme one. Anyways, I'm going to be ending this episode here. Links will be in the description to my main channel and also the channel that you're on right now, where this video has links to the playlist and the last episode. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. A ding, a ding. And Mad Scientist out.